'cause the second you walked in, I
Alright guys, so obviously you can tell the title of the video, we're making steak. We're gonna have sauteed mushrooms and onions. We're gonna make a compound butter. So I'm waiting for the steak and stuff to get here because I was too lazy to go to the store. So we're gonna make the butter first. So I got, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna add some garlic powder, some parsley flakes, some basil, some fresh thyme, and a little bit of pepper. And basically just gonna mix that with the salted butter, softened butter. And yeah, that's it. You don't need salt for this because it's salted butter that I'm using. So if you don't have salted butter, add a little bit of salt, maybe half a teaspoon, something like that. But hey guys, I'm gonna mix all this stuff and I'll see you in a second. Now all there's left to do is mix this up and then wrap it in the plastic wrap, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so yeah, mix this all up, nice and good. You know, it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but you guys get the point. Mix it. I'll see you guys when I'm done mixing. Alright, so now that it's all mixed, which by the way, I also added some finely chopped garlic. Just the stuff you get from like the little jar. You're gonna mix that, you're gonna put it all in your tin foil or your plastic wrap. And we're gonna roll it up, which I'll show you guys in a second. So put it all on your plastic wrap and I'll see you. Alright, so you put the butter like this, and you basically just go like that. And twist it up, and shape it into a little cylinder, like that. And you put that in the fridge, and let it harden. And then we'll slice it real thin, let it melt in the steak when it's done. But yeah, so that's that for now. We'll get to the steak now. Alright, so I got the steak. This is what it is. I mean, I'll eat, you know, strips and stuff like that, but rib is my favorite because of the fat marbling the flavor. So we're gonna take it out and we're gonna salt it and let it sit for half an hour at room temperature. So let's do that and I'll see you when we get there. Alright, so another thing we're gonna do first before we season it, we're gonna pat it dry real good with paper towels. And this is gonna help take any surface moisture off the steak, which I know you're thinking, oh, it's crazy. You know, you want the steak to be moist, which you do. But you want the inside to be moist, not the outside. So it would rip all this blood and shit from it sitting in that packaging. And we'll try to take off as much of that we can, right? And a cool way you can even dry your steak like this if you wrap it like this in paper towels and let it sit for a couple of days in the fridge on a half sheet pan with a cooling wire rack on it. But that's another video. So again, dry out the steak real good. Sorry about that. So now we're gonna season it with kosher salt really well. And we're gonna flip it and do the same thing on the other side. I'm sorry if you can hear the dog barking. Yeah, it sit like this at room temperature for about half an hour. And I'll see you guys when we get back. Alright guys, so now it's been about half an hour, 45 minutes, so we're going to put some pepper on it. But if you have a pepper mill, and I suggest getting one, they're not that expensive. You can get for like $10, $12 at Marshall's or Walmart or whatever. They'll have the little thing on the top that you unscrew to obviously take this off and put the pepper in. We're going to open that up a little bit. This way we get big, fat, black cracked black pepper. And I think that really helps the steak's flavor. What I like to do a lot of times is go on it with heavy black pepper and then fine, so you get a double dose of the pepper because I like it. Okay, we'll flip it and do the same thing, but first we're also going to add a little bit of garlic powder. I like it. You don't have to. Steak purists don't really like it. I love garlic. So yeah, and you're going to want to push all this in, let it massage in. Flip it. Now if you can see, let me show you the steak. Another really important step, guys, is to take your steak and you want to season the edges too. So what I always do is shake the steak, and you can see there's a lot of extra seasoning. Mop that all up. That's goodness. You don't want it to go to waste. Get it on the fat, get it on the tips, the edges. So the whole steak is seasoned perfectly. Now you can use like a steak seasoning, like something like this. if you want. I don't like it on every steak. Sometimes I use it, but for today's cook, we're not going to. But yeah, let's start heating our pans, and we'll get into it. But any cast iron skillet works. Make sure it's cast iron because it'll give you a real good sear. We're gonna turn it on medium-high heat. We're also gonna turn this skillet, which is the regular non-stick skillet, on medium-high heat. Actually, we're gonna put that, yeah, around there. And we're gonna let them heat up, and we're gonna add our olive oil and start cooking. A couple other things you need is butter to baste the steak. We're gonna need some rosemary and thyme, and some fresh garlic for the steak. So yeah, let's get this stuff going. A little bit of change of plans. I had to do this skillet on this burner because this burner's fucked up. But yeah, so the oil's getting hot. You can see it's starting to sizzle a little bit. You want to take your steak, always lay it away from you, and yeah, start cooking it. As far as time goes, depends on your doneness. Usually it's about, I do it for about 2 minutes per side. Then I start adding the butter and basting. So yeah, we'll get there in a second. Now, as far as cooking steak goes, it's kind of by feel. Like right now, I can tell it's ready to flip already. Right, and this is about an inch thick steak, about a pound. So yeah. Tip, make sure you render the fat on the side like this. So now we're gonna add about 4 tablespoons of butter. So let me get it out and we'll see it there. All right, so just adding the butter, the thyme, the rosemary. We're gonna fry up that thyme real nice. You can already see, look how beautiful color it is in that crust again from that butter. It's really important. I also turn the heat down a lot. We're gonna start throwing our mushrooms in, and yeah. All right, throwing our mushrooms. And to do that, you're gonna push forward, tilt, and pull back. You want to color these real nicely. So yeah. Normally you tilt the pan backwards. I only have 2 hands. Basically just start throwing the butter on top like this. And you're gonna do this for about 3 minutes per side maybe. Okay. Good color on my mushrooms, so I'm gonna add my onions. Alright guys, so the steak's just about done. You can tell by touching it. Should be perfect medium rare. We're gonna let it rest for about 5 minutes with the stuff on it. And then yeah, we'll be done. With that at least, let's get back to the onions and pop it. Wine vinegar to the corner. And this right here is a Gordon Ramsay recipe, so I've never made it before with the peppers and onions. It's actually his steak recipe also. So cook this off. Okay, turn up the heat. I'm gonna add just a little bit of olive oil. Finish it. And those are done. Alright guys, let's get serving. Okay, we got our onions and mushrooms. We're gonna put them out on the plate. Okay, so for the steak, we're gonna move this over here, obviously, just so it's not in the way. The steak, what you wanna do, get your knife, obviously, you don't want a knife. Clear off all your garlic, and we're gonna slice like this at an angle. You can see it's cooked perfectly medium rare. Look at that. We're gonna cut this bit off, and so it's one, a little bit easier to do. Make sure you slice it at an angle, and come on. Oh my god. Okay, so that's that. Let's lay that on the plate. I'll see you guys in a second. So next thing we need is our compound butter. I'll just open this up, right? Take it and cut some slices. Nice and thin. Right? So then, we'll get our steak back. Just throw some on the steak. And that will melt and just add more and more flavor. Alright guys, let's flip you guys around and show you it. So there it is, guys. Perfectly cooked steak, all pan seared. Check it out, tell me what you guys think. And yeah, let me try it real quick for you guys and we'll get out of here. Alright guys, let's get some of this compound butter rubbed all over it. Again, cooked perfectly medium rare. I mean, come on. I'll try some of the onions and mushrooms. Oh yeah. So those, a little salty, vinegary, sweet from the onion, you know, get the earthy mushroom taste. Those are good. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna go grub, and yeah, let me know guys what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Joey Kong 94 out, and shout out Steak World if you guys are watching it. Alright guys, peace.